On this Andy's Auto Sports Short, we're going to show you how to install an LED tailgate bar. An LED tailgate bar is basically a series of LED lights that you attach to either your tailgate or just below your tailgate. Now, these ones from Plasma Glow have 90 LEDs that are amber, red, and white. And Plasma Glow was the first company to come out with actually amber in there. They act as your turn signals, your brake lights, your hazard lights, and your reverse lights. To install your Plasma Glow tailgate bar system is real simple. They use 3M tape on the back of the LEDs, so that basically just peel it and stick it to the tailgate or just under the tailgate. And then the wiring side is done by using a 4-pin trailer hitch connector. Now, if your vehicle doesn't have a 4-pin trailer hitch, not a problem. You can hardwire it. So why you'd want to buy a set of these is really going to improve the looks of your vehicle from behind. Also, safety factors involved. You're going to have more lights for everybody to see you from behind. Also, these ones from Plasma Glow are waterproof and can be cut to any length. Okay, so before you install an accessory in your car, it's important to know how a 12-volt car system works. It is a closed system, so basically you have to complete the circuit. To complete a circuit in a 12-volt DC system, you have to have 12-volt source and a ground. Now, a battery, your car battery, basically has completed that circuit inside the battery. You can touch your negative side of your test light to the negative side, and as you can hear and see, we have completed the circuit. So when you hear me refer to we need to find a hot source or a positive side, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be the positive side of the battery. Now, there's wires that run throughout the car, throughout the chassis, that you can pick those up through the fuse block, things like that. The ground, the way the ground works, the battery actually grounds to the chassis. So any place that you can touch an exposed bolt that doesn't have paint over it, you're going to complete that circuit on the ground. So I'm going to show you an example of that. I've got my ground wire connected to my tray here. This is exactly the way it works on your car. So now, since this is connected here, I can complete this circuit anywhere. I'm going to take and put my ground source on this bolt right here, touch to the positive source, and now I have completed that circuit as well. That's exactly the same way it works in your car. So you can find a ground at the back of your car, at the front of your car, any place that there's an exposed bolt, you can grab your ground from there. Okay, now we're actually going to install our LED tailgate bar underneath the tailgate. Between the tailgate and the bumper, there's a part of the body back here. We're actually going to install it there. What you need to do is you need to make sure you clean that area first so that 3M tape will stick like it's supposed to. Now, the next step is going to be to find a place to mount the control box. Now, this needs to be away from things, preferably out of the weather as much as possible. Now, I found a spot right underneath the tailgate, right underneath the bed, actually, where it'll actually fit up in this little channel and keep the water out of it. And it uses this 3M tape to stick it down. So now that we have our box mounted, now we're going to kind of test fit these and kind of see where we're going to put them. We're going to cut these to length. Now, these are 60 inches long between the two, 30 inches apiece. Obviously, we don't have 60 inches here. So we're going to cut these, but we're going to find out exactly how much we need to cut off. Now, on the ends of these, they're marked left and right. Now, it's important to know that anytime that you're talking about anything in a vehicle and it has a left or right side, it's always as if you were sitting in the driver's seat. So if you're sitting in the driver's seat, the left side is the driver's side, the right side is the passenger side. Okay, now when we had our control box out, you saw that there were two wires. There was a purple wire and a white wire. Now the purple wire goes to a constant 12-volt source. Now they give you enough wire where you can run that all the way up to the battery. If you can probe and find a constant 12-volt source at the back, you're welcome to tie into that. Remember, anytime that you're tying into a 12-volt source, though, there are other things that are running on that wire. So now in our case of our LEDs, they don't take up a whole lot of power or energy anyway, so you could actually tie to something back here. It wouldn't be a problem. But if you're tying heavier duty things in there, you want to make sure that you don't overload the fuse that's in that particular circuit. Now we're going to find our backup light. Now what we're going to do is we're going to probe for that wire. In order to be able to do that, we're going to put our car in neutral and put the emergency brake on and chalk our tires, turn the reverse lights on so that we can energize that wire, and then we're going to probe for it in our harness. Okay, here's how we tie into a wire. Now on our truck over here, we've actually had to probe for a constant hot wire underneath the back of the truck and for our tail light wire. So what we do underneath there is we actually cut the wire that once we probe and we find, let's say our reverse wire, we'll say this is our backup wire. We cut that wire in half. Now this is the one that's on the truck itself. We cut that wire and we strip both ends of it. Once we strip both ends of it, we twist them right back together, and then we use our NSPA butt connector. We twist that back in and we put it in there, and then we crimp this end, okay? And once we crimp it, we have a good solid connection there for the two wires that we just cut. So now they're back to one, so that's a constant loop. Then the new wire that we're going to add, we're going to strip it as well. We're going to twist it up and we're going to put it in the other side. And this is basically how we're going to splice in an additional wire. I really don't like the wire splices that actually crimp down over the top. They don't do a very good job. This is a great way to do it. Then once you do that, you use your NSPA connector. National Standard Parts has these great connectors that we sell at andysautosport.com that have built-in heat shrink, and also they have a sealer on them as well. So once you get your connectors made, you take your little torch or your heat gun, whatever heat source you have, and you go through and make the connection like this, and then you heat shrink this. As you can see, that heat shrink is really clamping down on that wire. There's also a sealer in there that keeps all the water and everything out. And then you'll have a great watertight connection that you don't have to worry about once you add on your lights. As you can see, both the left and the right blinkers are tied into our light bar. The reverse lights are more noticeable, and so are the brake lights. Our tailgate light bar works and looks great. Popular brands we carry are Spec-d, Spider, and of course Plasma Glow. We hope you've learned something today, and we'll see you on another Andy's Auto Sports Short.